It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
Just when you thought the situation couldn't get worse with the Dead by Daylight community and its developers, it's only gotten triple as worse. It's like having shit spread over your dookie sandwich with a side of diarrhea, because it just seems like as if Behaviour can continue to do nothing right. And this is yet another example of that. If you're a part of RefinedKillz Discord server, if you've been at all involved in the DVD community and actually kept up with, like, you know, actually level-headed, fantastic, wholesome creators, you would know the name of Refined, and you would probably have been in the server to know that he was indeed removed from the creator program. All right, and what does that say for the rest of us, right? Because keep in mind that Refined is probably one of the best creators that mains killer to ever do it at this point, right? I mean, bro was pioneering the killer anxiety discussion long before I even realized that it could have been discussed, right? I thought it was too rare. I thought it wasn't common enough to even bring up in conversation. I thought it was just a me problem, right? But even as for my own experiences, right, for my own time coaching people, helping people practice to play the game, and in those experiences, people have literally given up on playing killer because of their killer anxiety. They chose survivor over playing killer because of how stressful it is. And the fact that somebody like RefinedKillz, who is trying to bring awareness to this thing, trying to give killers a voice in this community, is getting removed from the creator program. Doesn't that already tell you exactly where Behavior's mindset is? And I kept saying this time and time again. I feel like Thanos, because they called me a madman months ago, many months ago. I called this out. I kept saying that Behaviour keeps messing up. They keep doing this, and it's ridiculous. So I already know that there is no reason for me to even apply, because I've already made it extremely vocal that I completely disagree with not only with Behavior's like moves, but also the fact that they're literally denying people that are contributing positive change, or at least trying to pioneer positive change in this community and in this game. And it's kind of sad to see that good creators, probably arguably better than myself, like better creators that I would look at and say that should be a prime example of what a good creator should look like in this community, in this space, is getting denied. Like, not only did they get accepted, but removed from the creator program, because I'm assuming they spoke out, right? We're speaking out on Behaviour. Oh, we got to get him out of here. If that doesn't tell you where we're at with the DVD community and this DVD devs, I don't know what it is, right? Because Refined specifically has been going off about the same topics I have been, right? We talked about how their quality of life initiative has been horrendous. We've been talking about how much of a failure it is. We've been talking about how they don't even literally talk about anything that involves killers. They don't care about the killer opinion. They don't care about anything that involves anybody who isn't maining survivor 9 times out of 10, dog. That's what it seems like, right? Because why is it that anytime there's an opinion that goes against that narrative, they're essentially getting removed and silenced and ignored? It's kind of insane. And maybe I'm going a little too far here, right? Maybe I'm going a little off the deep end here when it comes to this particular rant, I guess you could say, today. But I think this is very telling, because there's other creators that are either pretty level-headed when it comes down to it, and they just don't get any recognition. They're not actually getting any acceptance in the creator program, or are getting removed from the creator program because they're not following and drinking the Kool-Aid that the game is trying and the community is trying to tell you. There's people that are joining in that don't even qualify, which, not to say that they shouldn't be there, but the fact of the matter is that they're not even paying attention to their own application process, but they're so quick to remove people that do qualify and that are delivering positivity, good content, and are trying to make a good change. It's insane. And it's kind of insane, right? Because, like, speaking for myself, at least, I would say that I was pretty heavy-handed, I guess you could say, with how I was describing their changes. I've always been very vocal about how horrendous their changes are. They're completely mindless developers. They have literally zero idea what the hell they're doing. And Refined, I have to say, was pretty I would say pretty chill about it, very respectful, and still gets removed from the creator program. And what makes it worse is not like not only was he not like just like it wasn't just a rejection from the program entirely, it was the fact that they were removed, which gets me really grinds my gears, because he was accepted until I guess they caught wind that they don't agree with what their views on their own dog shit that they keep trying to shovel into everybody's mouth. It's like, dude, we're not gonna eat your slop anymore, Behavior. Like we're trying to call that shit out because we're sick and tired of it. It's like we like it's ridiculous, man. They sit around and just do all of this dumb stuff in the community. The content releases are always unbalanced and broken. The content cycle is stale and repetitive, in the sense that anytime a killer does anything beyond mid-tier trash, it's immediately nerfed into the ground. And it's ridiculous. Why is the power role not allowed to have power? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's not even considered a power role anymore. Maybe it never has. We can talk about the fact that their game is constantly buggy. We can talk about their lack of communication with the actual, I don't know, the community itself. We can also talk about the fact that they're so focused on money at this point that they're willing to throw away an entire half of the player base just because they understand that the other side is what's making them the most bread, which is understandable, right? There's, you know what I mean? From a business standpoint, you want to go with where the money is. But at the same time, it's like you're still going to end up losing a lot of people, and you're going to end up losing a lot of respect from a lot of people as well. So, you know, and I don't have a script for this. Like, this is just a full out like rant, you know what I mean? Just off the dome. But I'm just saying, right? So like, what is like Refined getting removed from the creator program now tells me that, as a creator myself who's also been very vocal about this, I will most definitely either get removed or rejected from it being accepted into their creator program, because I decided to speak my mind on their failures. Like, what does that tell you about these developers? What does that tell you about this community as a whole? Because they let people run rampant, saying the most foul stuff and all over the place, and they can constantly get notoriety, get accepted into these the creator program. They never get anything happening to them, but people that are respectful, kind, creating a well tight-knit, close community of like-minded individuals and things like that are getting completely shafted, ignored, thrown in the trash, rejected, removed, silenced. Like we really have to think about this, man. This is a red flag for everybody who's a part of this community that isn't on the Reddit forums, like crashing out about losing to I don't even know anymore. Like what's the hot topic for survivor mains nowadays? Like Myers or something? Oh, Myers is so broken, oh my god. And then next week it's something else. And I've said this many times, you can't argue with these kinds of people, man. And it's really interesting now that we're starting to look at it, because like I don't need to essentially repeat myself from what I've said in the other videos already. Like, I've covered numerous failures from Behavior, and I've covered numerous failures from the community itself. There's a lot of people that just want to ignore facts just because it's convenient. They want to ignore everything because they feel like as if that's just their reality is true, and it's like facts are facts. Evidence is evidence. We have data is data. Like, we have to work with what we have. Just because you feel like it's not true, or you feel like it's something else, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually freaking true. So I'm not gonna lie, like, it's quite frustrating to see that, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I respect this creator heavily. Like, it's insane that we're basically getting silenced by Behavior themselves, bro. Because if they were to actually endorse somebody like Refined, who spent the time to literally, like, not only articulate his points extremely well, but also respectfully put out his points in the video. Because he wasn't even insulting the devs. He was like bro was respectful as hell. Like I was just going letting it fly. You know what I'm saying in these videos. And I stand by that because we should be holding people accountable in this community as it is, brother. There is no reason that these devs should just walk around and not knowing that their shit doesn't, like, their shit stinks, because it does. They should know that. That's what feedback is all about. You gotta know the shit sucks. And the reason why their game is failing and why they're like losing so many freaking players, despite what Steam charts say, despite whatever anybody else says, it's already been proven just from queue times alone, which is still really odd. You know what I mean? I gotta say that people are leaving the game. People are getting really sick and tired of it. And people can plug their ears and constantly say it's doom posting and all this other BS. But at the end of the day, you have to look at reality. You can't just sit here and ignore the facts. Right? Behaviors, like, it's already been shown, bro. Think about how many other creators that are probably doing the same thing as Refined, like, such as I even argue myself at this point. Like, I've been trying to basically say the same thing as Refined has been. We've been on the same path. I mean, we say it differently, but we both have the same intention. Like, we both want to see this game thrive. We both care enough to talk about it. If I really didn't care about this game, if I really wanted this game to fail, I would never even talk about these points with so much, like, you know, sort of passion, I guess you could say. Because the game, it has good things in it. The game is worth caring about, but the devs clearly don't. Especially when you're considered a second-class citizen because you decided to pick your favorite side. You decided to like horror movies, so you picked your favorite characters. So you're a second-class citizen because of it, according to Behavior. I just find it so crazy to me. And with this Refined situation, it just only proves my point even further. Like, it's only just proving exactly what my concerns with Behavior as a whole. They're just like the community, where they just sit there. I guess they get their feelings hurt because we're not sitting there eating up their slop like good little piggies and actually talking like, yo, this shit is trash. Like, we want better from the game. We want better from the devs. So it's just kind of ridiculous, man. And I really just feel bad, man, because I know, like, Refined is a cool dude, man. At least from what I've heard and what I've seen, bro, he seems like a cool dude. And I don't think he deserves to get removed from the creator program because he's speaking the truth. He's speaking his mind and calling out the mere fact that which with evidence, by the way. It's not like he just made it up and just called it a day. But that's pretty much the video, man. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section. Consider becoming a member on YouTube, Patreon, and other kind of stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, let's go ahead and read off our members from Patreon: Pro King 101, YouTube members: Cargan Falcon, Evil Blade, Cap Courteous, WTF You're Not J-Lo, Evil Peach, Cozy Bozy, Theo Endire, Dole Whip, Noxus, Zero Mocker, Jack, Christian, and Crovator. And for the Twitch, we have Final Girl Bunny, Leona Art, Zazabu, Evil Blade, Danica, Crovator, Cake is a Road, Zeneron, Ginsburg, Mr. Morik, Kevin, Zero Mocker, Ashai Boo, and Gryffindor. Appreciate you guys supporting. Really means a lot. If you want to become a member, you can go ahead and join through Patreon or YouTube members, or even sub on Twitch. See you guys in the next one.